episode of Ebony Ladies in the CR. I'm your host, Bridget. Joining me today, I have my sister, Bronwyn. Hi, Bronwyn.
Hola.
And we have Kim. Hey, Kim.
Hey.
Okay, and both of these ladies you have seen on previous episodes if you've been watching Ebony Ladies in the CR. Remember, we're right here every Thursday on YouTube, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so today's, what we're going to discuss is, so a lot of people knew that one of the main things that I missed about church home. Okay, so a couple of my subscribers saw when I found a church home how excited they were. Well, recently I was on Facebook, that good old Facebook, and on our church Facebook page, the pastor was posting praises for Trump. Hallelujah, Trump. Praising Trump. So yeah, so you know me, I trolled him then. So I went back over a year. So what I found on the church, this isn't his personal Facebook page, it was the church Facebook page. There were memes about President Obama that were very negative. There were memes about Nancy Pelosi that were very negative. So that led to the conclusion that he was a Trump supporter. So I immediately shot him an email. I haven't been back to that church since. So, you know, some people have been giving me flack about not going to the church. So my question to you all is, what would you have done differently? Or would you have done anything differently?
I think that's I'll chime in. I think that's a good question. I don't know that I would have done anything differently because I wouldn't have been there in the first place. Okay. That's you know, we have different philosophical ideas about religion and church, and I have given up the structures, not the spirituality or the need for it, but I have long given up the structures and the people that are in charge of the structures because of shenanigans. So I probably would never have been there anyway. So I'll join the conversation a second later after y'all get to that part.
Okay.
Okay. I'm with Bronwyn. Is it Bronwyn?
Bronwyn.
Mm-hmm. I'm with her. I probably wouldn't have been there either. Only because of all the fake prophets that are out there in the world, period. Just in Houston alone, you know, I've gone through several churches there. I was in Houston for about 30 years. So, and I went to a number of churches, and I can name each church that has had its scandal. So I got to the point too where if I'm going to do my praises and, you know, have my relationship with God, that's going to be between me and God, you know, and I know God, and I know, you know, how I was brought up to, you know, respect the church, but it's just so many people that you don't want to put all your faith and belief in a man, because a man is a man, and of course he's going to make mistakes. So yeah, I'm to the point where I'm really not into the structures as well.
Right. Okay. So now, do you feel like, as a pastor and a messenger, that he should have been so vocal and especially on the church's Facebook page, on his support for a man that clearly is against minorities of every kind? So do you think that there was a place for that? Should that have been his own page, or was he okay with doing it on the church page?
I personally think he was okay for doing it on the church page because he feels how he feels. You know, he can't feel one way in the church and then be another way at home, or, you know, amongst friends, and still be considered a faithful messenger or what have you. Okay. So I think for me, it's best. I like for you to show me who you are up front, and don't, you know, go hide behind things and try to be something else. So he is definitely entitled to do and say what he says on his church page. It's up to you as the followers to do your research on that person and on that church to know if that's what you want to be a part of.
Right.
Did you find out about the Facebook page and his thoughts after you joined the church? Is that right? I'm trying to remember. after you join the church, right? So, so are we saying this to say if you had seen the remarks first, you would not have joined that church?
Right, definitely. And I didn't do my research because I'm thinking I'm on an island, something's gonna be different. Where, like, why would a man in the Dominican Republic be concerned about the president of the United States? And so that's something that just really caught me off guard. Something that I just never would have expected. And I don't know that I didn't do any research. He was referred to us by other Americans, and it was a church that delivered the message in Spanish and English. So that was a draw for us because our Spanish isn't 100% where we would understand the service at one of the other Dominican churches. So no, I didn't do any research or any homework before.
Well, therein probably lies a little bit of the situation, but I agree with Kim. At first, I thought I wouldn't want his personal thoughts to be on the church's Facebook page, but quite frankly, the way that it works these days, the pastor is the whole church, right? Everything lines up behind him or her. And so, like Kim said, if he had a different Facebook page personal, it really would not have mattered because his thoughts are his thoughts, and singularly these pastors, many of them are in charge of the churches and they are the face of the church. But what is very interesting is how you came to understand why, or maybe I don't know if you did, I think you did, maybe you can enlighten us, why in fact you would have a Dominican pastor who supports Donald Trump. Why did that surprise you? And did you ever find out his reason for actually supporting Donald Trump?
Well, like a typical Trump supporter, he never came out and said, "Oh, I'm a Trump supporter," even though his messages were praising how good a job he's doing, and but whenever they're confronted with answer that question, are you a Trump supporter, then it's no, I don't agree with everything that he does, but I think he's doing a good job at this, so no, I never found out. But I was so surprised because to me that's like me on my personal page just going crazy about how great a president the Dominican Republic president is while I'm living in the United States. He's here in the Dominican Republic. So
right.
Is he praising something that there's no current relationship agreement, anything going on that the United States or that Trump is doing to help the Dominican Republic better itself or help our economy? None of that. So I was just like, I was really thrown off. And he's never said anything about why he feels the way he does, or all his thoughts is Trump is doing a great job. But if that was the case, if he had just felt that way on a certain topic, the thing that really got me were the memes that he shared about President Obama and about Nancy Pelosi. They were cartoon characters. They were jokes. They were things meant to demean and to disgrace him and her. So that was like a combination of the things that made me say, okay, no, this guy is a clown. I can't be sitting up in that church listening to him.
Prior to discovering his political positions, were you spiritually fed at the church?
I was.
Ah. Yeah. So perhaps this is why so many people say we should keep our politics and our spirituality separate, right? Because had you not done your research, you would have been sitting up in church with a whole bunch of Trump supporters, but you would have left feeling like your spirit had been nourished. Right. So it's a double-edged sword, right? But some people.
Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
What is his nationality?
Dominican.
Okay.
His wife is American.
His wife is what?
American.
Okay, that might have something to do with it.
Yes.
And also, you need to take in consideration a lot of other countries used to. I don't know how much they do now, but they used to look up to the United States, and they used to. Even my someone from here that I know, she was saying when we were still in the States and trying to get over here, she was saying the Dominican Republic was basing what they were going to do as far as opening the borders or opening for people to come in based on what happens in the United States. So a lot of people base their stuff on what the people in the United States do, and they look at the leaders, whether the leaders be good or bad. So, if you have a certain way that you feel about a certain type of people and you're following the United States and those certain type of people are doing things, then of course you're going to either have a negative or a positive view of those type of people. And I'm saying that to say you have his wife is American, and I'm sure she's not a Black American, right? Okay, so he's probably going to go more so with Trump, and but whether we believe it or not, most people try to do what they can do to try to identify with the white Americans. Right. Do the thing that they do, the fashion they do, everything that they do, they kind of trying to style it after America. So, I mean, he's Dominican, his wife is American. So, of course, his more than likely his views are going to be towards Trump.
Yeah, and also I'm sorry, excuse me. Also, you mentioned that there you were referred to the church by other Americans, right? So my first thought would be that these probably are rather affluent or wealthy Americans. Perhaps they were mostly not Black, and that might have given you a hint right there that okay, so these people are retired here in the Dominican Republic, and most of them were probably leaning all the way Trump red state way, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sorry that happened to you all. That I know that was very disappointing when it happened because I remember we talked a lot about it, and so it's a lot of that goes on. Unfortunately, people don't do a good job of separating their spirituality and their politics. But good for you, because I don't think that you would financially want to support a man who obviously supports Donald Trump. I mean, we're not here for that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So now I have a friend that asked me about the church because he's opening another church or having church sessions close to where we live. Mm-hmm. So he reached out to me to see if I would be interested in a conversation to come back to the church because it's going to be closer. And so one of my friends, she asked me, was I going to go because she had found out about it. And I told her why I wasn't going to the church. So she's going to the church. And so now I feel some kind of way about her. After I told her. So am I just all around wrong, or am I coming across as racist, or you know what I mean? I'm like, so how do you still want to sit there, and she's supposed to be, a Christian, and listen to someone who supports a man that doesn't love everybody? That's what's hard for me.
I'm sorry. What are her views on your president?
Well, I don't know what her views are on the president, but she feels like Kanye West. We need to listen to him. So
well, bye. I just don't even know what to. I don't think I know her, but I hope I don't meet her. I just don't have time for that level of stupidity. And really, clearly, if she watches this, I don't know her, so she should know I'm not talking to you, girl. I don't know you like that. But understand this, I would not have about 2 more words for someone that clearly is uneducated and not interested in an agenda that affects people that look like him or her. No.
I was just like, because her post about him was, people need to really listen to him, and not just take everything out of context. And he is a smart man, and he may be what we need. And my thing was,
wait a minute. She said, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. She talking about Kanye West?
Yeah, about Kanye.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let her have that. Okay.
Said, maybe I'm done with her too. Because I mean, I don't just kind of have people around me that we don't have the same views. I mean, nobody has to agree with me 100% because that's not the world, and it's good to be different. But some things we need to be on the same page about. You know.
I would agree.
So, what you think?
Um, I mean, you can meet people out socially, have a beverage or something, or maybe meet at the beach or something. But as far as us getting down and being friends and hanging out, breaking bread at my house, blah blah blah, I have to draw the line.
Yeah, gotta draw a line. So because her post was she admires him and what she loves about him and that family. Speaking of questions, was that they go for it, whatever business or whatever they aspire to do, they do it. So she respects him having the courage and the ambition to run for president of the United States. So her, I mean, it was.
Is she single?
Huh?
Is she single?
Right now. Kill messy.
I'm sorry.
So that's all I was saying. But just I don't know. I don't know to be done with her because she said that her exact words were she's enjoying the group.
Well, my question, my suggestion would be to have more Dominican friends. No disrespect, Kim. You seem educated and social and fun. But why move to the Dominican Republic and have your friend group be similar to what you are moving away from in terms of their views and their thoughts? Why not expand your social circle to locals, which is part of the appeal of living in a different country, right? Don't live in a different country and have the same conversation with the same type of people you left on San Ramon Way, right?
And that's why I'm like brushing up my Spanish so that I can have, more conversations with Dominicans, and I'll feel more comfortable going too. Because I'm still looking for a church home.
Well, how about your church home is on your patio on a Sunday afternoon with people who are similar in thinking and philosophies, and maybe you all have a Bible study or something like that. I don't know necessarily. I see you. I don't know necessarily these days. These days, I don't know necessarily that what any of us are going to get is really outside of ourselves, right? So we can be led to a structure, a church, and ultimately there's going to be some level of disappointment. People are human, and not everybody's thoughts align with ours. But you don't have to travel any great distance to be disappointed.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't have to travel any great distance to be disappointed, especially as it relates to your spirituality and all of that. You can fix that very quickly.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let my viewers know who was asking about church. What I didn't want to tell them. I just said, I just found out or just realized that wasn't the church home I was looking for, because I never wanted to speak on it. But people are like, tell the truth, be honest. You're sharing your experience there in the Dominican Republic. So, because another friend of ours is getting ready to move down, and she's an older lady, retired, and that's the first thing she asks. What happened to the church? I'm gonna go to that church, or I gotta find a church home when I get there. And so her thinking is kind of like mine, and I just kind of like brushed it off and said, yeah, we're still looking. So she kept pressing. Okay.
Yeah. Is Catholicism the main religion among Dominicans? I'm not real sure.
Yep.
Is it Catholicism?
Yep.
I see.
They are, and then there's a little. I don't want to say voodoo, but it is voodoo. I think it's voodoo. It's like it's some type of same type of religion that's practiced in Louisiana.
Yeah.
A lot of the Haitians here. So
Yeah.
they have where they go and it has all the candles.
Oh yeah. See, if I was prone to, if I was prone to more organized religion, I would be with the Voodoo girls and boys. Absolutely. I mean, because I think I absolutely, because you have to know your history, and you have to know really and truly what Voodoo is, right? It has been given this weird name, but it's
not bad.
Voodoo is all African traditions and rituals that nourish and feed the souls of Black people. So when you know your history, you're going to know that Voodoo, that's not a very nice name to give it, but more than likely they will be the ones worshiping in a way that you probably feel more at home. I'm just suggesting that might be a good little field trip. What you think, Ken?
Yeah,
I think that's great because you know what, my grandmother believed in. I can't give you the verse or the version of it, a form of voodooism, but she was her background is she's from the Caribbean, anyways. But I mean, she grew up in Mississippi, and you know that's all we knew. But she did believe in a form of voodoo, but I never got in depth into what it was that she knew or what she believed, but I know that there was some sort of voodooism on my grandmother's side, on my mom's side, on my grandmother. But I'm very interested in getting to know more about it. I guess I probably need to read more on it and then maybe take a step out and try to see what's going on.
Yeah, there are.
Let y'all know where I'm at, so it can't.
There are many virgins, different names, Santeria, just a lot of different names. Yeah. But they hail from Caribbean nations, Jamaicans, the Bahamians, Dominicans. That's more a religion that is associated with our African culture. I only know this because many of my girlfriends are from the Caribbean that live on the East Coast, and so they would be able to educate me a little bit better. I just know that because it's called voodoo, that doesn't mean it's bad.
Right. I never
doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my homework and find out.
Yeah,
it gives me the opportunity to meet other people and to be more a part of the community, and that's how you find out about organizations where you can volunteer. So it's so much more to me the church home, and then
I agree. Yes.
So that's why I always look for a church home.
Of course.
Part of the organized religion. But I was disappointed. And so, I wanted to get some input to just make sure I did the right thing. If I was supposed to, in my mind, separate it and still go get the word, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Do it.
Nah. You would be distracted.
Very distracted.
Yeah, very distracted. I would agree.
Really calling me when we leave this building. That's what he actually saying about us when we leave this building. And then I found out later on that the people that did refer us, the wife is a Trump supporter, the husband is not. So I was just like, okay, I'm pretty much done with them. People.
You can't go to everybody's church. Just
hashtag that. You can't go to everybody's church.
Yeah,
no, ma'am.
Everybody can't come to your church.
I've learned my lesson. And I know now I got to be a Facebook troll if I roll up in anybody else's church, because I'm happy to do research. What they talking about? Because they
word of the day, research.
Yep. Yeah. Research. Okay, well, that was all I wanted to put out there for all of our subscribers that have been asking me about my church. That's why I no longer have a church home here in the Dominican Republic, and I'll continue to just live stream the church from Houston until I figure this thing out in the Dominican Republic.
Very good.
Yes.
No, I wish you well on your spiritual journey.
I do too. Maybe we have to come over there and sit on the golf course and read a few verses from the Bible. Yes, ma'am.
There you go.
I'll take everything that I can get, all the prayers. Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us again. This is Ebony Ladies in the DR, and co-hosting with me today was Bronwyn, my sister, and my friend Kim, who's new to Dominican Republic. So we're still a year later. I'm still trying to figure things out here, but continue to watch us here on YouTube every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share button. All right, and everybody take care, and thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it.
You're
All right.
welcome. You guys take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.